come up with a topic for you and see what you think. On the Pattern Interrupt channel, I like to be one big pattern interrupter. And so I consider this whole venture of designing coaching materials, providing coaching to people, providing lifestyle, life skills, strategies to people as one massive pattern interrupt. But why? Pourquoi, I hear you say. Well, I've never lived my life personally according to the rules as far as I can see. Sure, I've followed rules and I've done the right thing in many ways. But at the same time, I've always had a little bit of a rebellious element to me. A couple of years ago, I decided educational work that I do into life coaching, thinking it would be an easy pivot, and it wasn't. It was a whole new set of skills. It's like those two skills, educator and life coach, are conjoined twins, pardon me, which have been separated by some very intricate operation. So when you think you've got a handle on things based as an educator, and you realise that what you're doing as a coach has to be different, and you need a different approach, well, it's a wake-up call, I don't mind telling you. Anyway, to business. Because this is one massive pattern interrupt, it follows, in my mind anyway, why do you do it? Why, when things appear difficult, and when it seems that nobody's listening, or you're not getting any traction, either as a content creator, or as a coach, or as a resource designer, and I do all three of those things, why would you stay in the saddle? Why don't you just quit and get a job like normal people? The truth of the matter is, when you're self-employed, you have a much harder job than being employed by somebody else. You don't get sick pay, you don't get holiday pay, you don't get any benefits unless you win them yourself the hard way. So if you think becoming your own boss is going to be an easy pivot, I'm here to tell you, my friend, that that is not the case. However, although it's not an easy ride, I find it a much more desirable ride than the alternative. So back to the question, why, when things get difficult, do you just not quit? Well, it's the same as any commitment, isn't it? And I hope you agree with me. If you commit to a relationship, or you commit to a project, or you commit to a course of learning, or you commit to pretty much anything really, the truth of the matter is, there's a clue in the word commitment. If you feel that you can just jump ship and bail just because things have got difficult, the bottom line is you're not really committed. But if you are committed, then you simply cannot imagine any other alternative, really. You simply cannot imagine any other course. And though things get difficult, and you may seriously consider quitting at various times, bottom line, you're not going to. The secret sauce here is that you love what you're doing too much. So anyway, you end up as one long, massive pattern interrupt. And the reason this is a pattern interrupt is because I was watching Richmond Dean recently, and he advised posting live as a means of gathering a core 100 of people who can learn about you and learn to trust you, learn to like you, learn to, well, just become curious about what it is that you're putting down. So I'm going to do this for another 59 days. I tried a live stream a couple of days ago, and I'm not sure it processed. I tried a live stream yesterday, it didn't work, so I ended up putting it out as a video, not even a short. And now I'm back. I did a little bit of research and I've worked out how to live stream. Turns out it wasn't that difficult at all. Long story short here, I'm going to post because I can. And I'm going to pattern disrupt because I can. And the truth of the matter is, I get a lot of enjoyment from engaging in pattern interrupter behavior. I want to set up my stall. I want to run a 10-year project in which I develop Lee Clark Academy so that I can design resources. I want to help people, in particular people who are caught up and can't get out of their own way because they might be caught in a nice guy trap. A nice guy trap is a terrible place to be because it means that you end up pleasing nobody. You don't end up pleasing the people you're trying to please, and you certainly don't end up pleasing yourself. In fact, you might find yourself feeling quite upset, disenfranchised, alienated, and confused. So much of the work I'm doing at the moment is about the neurology which occurs when the nice guy subroutines are enacted. Anybody who's got a nice guy subroutine will know the signs. A lack of desire to experience social friction, an over investment in being agreeable, putting out other people's fires, doing their work for them, being overlooked in health, wealth and romance, because as that Mr. Reliable, nobody's going to buy the milk when they get in the can for free. So have a little think about this. If you like what I'm saying, that's great. I really appreciate your appreciation. I'm going to keep going live and just remind you that the pattern interrupter is resources that I might be able to design to benefit you. The truth of the matter is, I've only got so much imagination. I can only go to AI so many times asking for ideas. It's time I got real and started interacting with actual people, not artificial ones. So if you consider yourself an actual person and you'd like to ask me any questions, propose any ideas, suggest any topics or subjects, I'd be really, really happy to hear from you. So anyway, here we go. Let's call this day 2, shall we? Day 2 of the live stream outreach by the Pattern Interrupter. My name is Lee Clark, and I endorse this message. Now all I've got to do is work out how to switch this thing off. And I can't. Well, it looks like you're stuck with me for a little while because I'm going to have to pull over in order to turn off the live stream. Hey, what can I tell you? This is a learning curve. I'm a work in progress. I can't find anywhere to turn off, so I may as well just continue talking to you. Recently, I find myself burning out and experiencing some of the side effects of the aging process. It's a strange thing to feel the tide going out on your life. Don't worry, I'm not completely at low tide yet. However, it's a strange thing to find yourself with not so many years ahead of you as you have behind you, or in a position where it's difficult, ideally, what's the word? It's difficult objectively to actually know how many years you have before you. It means that you have to regroup and reconfigure and redesign a lot of things, but also you have to reconsider where you're sitting in relationships and things, in particular this project. It's all very well for me to talk about a 10-year project. By the time it gets to 10 years, I'm going to be considered elderly, if not old. So the projects that we set up for ourselves when we feel full of youth and vigour are not necessarily going to serve us as we start. What I decided to do recently was to get back into the gym, actually. I can start to feel my muscles, my muscle tone wasting away. I'm becoming resistant to the touch, and I don't like the feeling. And I know that as an older person now, I'm going to have to do more work to get the muscle tone I require. But hey, I'm still upright, aren't I? I'm still above ground. So, you know, who knows, over the coming year you might be able to look at these reflections of mine and see that I'm starting to build a little bit of stack and maybe get a little bit of bulk. I'll keep you posted on the progress of all of those things anyway. Bottom line, Pattern Interrupter is my channel, Lee Clark Academy is my company, and I produce resources for people who are interested in life development and personal development. Hi, and to that person who asked what kind of car this is a Mercedes B200. Catch you next time. Cheers now.